to the CD, Kesha officials, my colleague teachers. God is good.
All the time.
All the time.
God is good and honest.
Thank you. I have been introduced. I would like to add something. I have attended 4 advertised interviews for promotion. I have acted as a principal. In fact, the last interview I attended, I was asked, have you ever acted in any capacity? I said yes. Do you have evidence? I said yes. I was told, do a photocopy of the evidence and leave it with us. I did exactly that. I was very, very hopeful. Very hopeful. When the results came, I was nowhere. Quite disappointed. And I told myself, from now on, government time. What do I mean by that? Operation from 8 to 5. Government time. We sit in an office, the 2 of us, we are 2 deputies in a school. So I kept on singing, government time. From now on, government time. So my colleague was wondering, what is this government time about? I told her, you will get to understand. In her mind, it was the same. But I want to tell you, colleagues, that never went on. 2 days of government time, things were not working. You come to school at 8, so much happened while you were away. So you revert back to your normal way of operation. So that is just by the way. I'm here today to share with you my experiences, mainly as a deputy principal. I have deputized in 2 schools, the first time in Seme Sub-County, and now in Kisumu Central. The reason I'm here to share is because I've gained quite some insights in the process of these experiences. In the same vein of sharing, I would like us to know 3 things. The previous speakers have talked about stakeholders. My experiences are related to some 3 groups of people. 1, the characteristics of the student we teach. 2, the characteristics of the teacher, especially the younger generation teacher we work with. 3, the characteristics of the parent, who is also a stakeholder. Now, I know time is limited. My experiences are 3, and I'll try to shorten as much as possible. Now, the characteristics of the student, we know them. I'm just mentioning but a few, maybe on the negative side. Drug abusers, exposed students, they know their rights. Some of them are not interested in education. They are prone to peer pressure. Many, and quite a number, are poorly parented. Some are also frustrated by the society. A lot of them tell lies. They are also techno-savvy. The teacher, the younger generation teacher, techno-savvy. Many times we call upon them to assist with things to do with technology. Some of them are disinterested in the work, unless there's some gain in that work you're giving them. I'm not saying all, some of them. Majority of them unethical. Some are not concerned about learners. The learners are closer, much closer to them than me and you. Okay, I'll try to project. The parents. Some of the parents we deal with are collaborative. Some are quite informed. You may think they are ignorant, some are quite informed. Some are non-supportive, overly critical, anything about the teacher. They are never positive about it. Disrespectful, not happy with any motivation for the teacher. My number one experience. The time of the year had come for the annual Student Council elections. We did our preparations as usual. You and me carry out that. The application, the students apply, vetting follows, manifesto, the day of the election, and all that. We do it, and we know exactly what happens. So I did constitute a small committee of staff members. This event was to take place in the weekend. You know, in the weekend, not all teachers are ready to come over. So my committee comprised mainly of the younger generation. Of course, 2 or 3 elder teachers, but the younger generation mainly, who are very swift. They move from one point to another. So we did everything we could, made all the arrangements. The voting time came. The students cast their votes. Now, there are these 2 candidates. There's this girl, I'll give a name, not a real name, so don't take it. One of the students, Emma, not the real name, decided to run for school president. Okay, this girl had been somehow problematic, had issues. I shared with the principal. In fact, her application came late, not with the rest. So I did share with my principal, and my principal said, let's give her a chance. We can handle her. We could handle her. She had good leadership skills, superb communication skills. She was once a journalist prefect. Very convincing vision of the school. A very popular student, students. I would call her populist of the students. And at the back of my mind, I was a bit skeptical. Okay, now that the principal had given an okay, I decided, okay, let her go on. On the other hand, she could influence students negatively. Once in a while, it came out that students never woke up early to go to church. And upon investigation, we realized she's the one who actually told students, don't go to church in the morning today. Okay, it was never a case as such, and therefore, there was no documentation. The other student who also was running for the post of the president, Susan, not her real name, also had unique strengths. A very good girl. In fact, was formerly a deputy president. Had good personality. Actually, she was the teacher's preference. I'm sure at times when this is happening, we normally have our preferences who are sometimes not the students' preference. So yesterday, you remember some of the speeches were talking about guided democracy, and that's what we actually carried out: transparent, no errors, and things like that. Now, the voting day on Saturday. Everything went on well. Votes were counted. Of course, Emma emerged the winner. Emma emerged the winner. Susan was, of course, our number 2. The teacher's preference was number 2. We consulted with the committee. What do we do about this? We will have just to take it the way it is. That's now what happened. Now, the time for announcing the results came. I am the returning officer. We call an assembly. I'm announcing the election results. I start with the lower posts: dormitory, laboratory, they are clapping. Academics, prefect, all those class prefect, they are clapping. Now, the time comes for the big 3. The big 3 is the dining hall, the vice president, and the president herself. So I take a pause after clearing with the lower posts. So I take a pause. Then, before I even act, I just started dining hall. Then one of the students, remember they are at assembly. This time they were mixed up. We normally have positions for Form 4, Form 3, and that. So this time they are mixed up. So from some corner, one of the students starts, no. The others join in, no. And this thing is just gaining momentum. No, 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 no. Everyone, no. Others are even, yeah! They're screaming that way. Just know the way girls can do it. So it's like, I'm shocked. What's going on? What really is happening? Their person is actually what I have before me. So what's not happening? We have not done any rigging. I couldn't just understand. And then this law, I'm trying to really project my voice. And it's just drowning in their chants. What's not happening? I'm looking back because there were teachers behind me and wondering. And now they are moving. They start moving all directions. No, 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 no. I also don't understand. Then, luckily, I know some of the teachers who are in that school can bear me witness. That particular school, before I got a transfer to my current school, Mr. Samuel and Diego, please raise your hand. Thank you. That was one of them. Madam Nerea, if she's here, my eye has not got her. The current deputy, St. Barnabas, maybe she's out. So, Mr. Diego and the other teachers who are standing behind me, somewhere in their houses, remember it was a weekend, were now wondering what could be going on. Shouts, no, 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 and they are helter-skelter. Meanwhile, there was some smoke billowing from some corner in the school. Somebody has already called the principal. The school is on fire. Your school is burning. The principal was away. So these teachers, and of course the few who were around, run around, they try to control. This time the cane masks, that is specimen K, must just be used because you will not be running with your bare hands. So these teachers are with us still all over, trying to get into your classrooms. Get into the classroom. Doors are locked. So they were rounded up and they were in their classrooms. Now the bottom line is, we managed to contain the students. Of course, I'm shocked. The principal is calling me, what's going on? I was not in a position to explain it. So I told her, madam, just give me time. Just give me time. Let's put things under control and I will explain. Is the school burning? No. Madam, there is no fire. Huh? Okay. So now, what happened? The bottom line. One of the committee members, this young generation, had gone to a class, a Form 3 class, and told them, boasted, let me put it that way, boasted, your person will not be elected. Your person will not be elected. The teachers have their preference. You wait and see. That is what caused all this. And now, who discovers this? The principal had to travel from where she was. She didn't even now spend. She came over. I think the very able lady did not sleep that night. Alifanya uchunguzi the whole night. Now, if you want information, wake them in their sleep. They will tell you everything. So, she told me, madam, I'll handle it. Leave it to me. It is a teacher. Just a teacher. It can't be from nowhere. It's a teacher. So, she established one of your committee members did this. That is my experience, number one. Number two, in my current school, a Friday morning, I arrive at school. Of course, it's not government time. Now it's not about government time. I arrive as early as a deputy can arrive. That is a no. So I get into the office. I want to keep my things. While inside the office, I hear some scuffle. Like, this is now a big school. A voice of some boy, and I'm hearing some teachers and what have you. Then I ran to the corridor, the way the design of the administration block. So while at the corridor, I meet a boy running out. His shirt is torn, his clothes are dusty all over. Then I try to follow. I rush after him. I think he's too fast. On my way, running after him, he comes back, now carrying a stone. And his eyes are blazing fire. I still don't know what's going on. He's running back to where he came from. So I stand in his way. Meanwhile, I'm scared because my spectacles can be smashed. And this is a boy I've punished some 2 weeks ago. So now, in the meantime, there were some two parents. These parents who come early to be attended to and they go their way. Two parents, a male and a female. So the male sensed danger. He also ran, swung into the scene and was now holding the boy. The hand with the stone, the parent is holding and trying to pull him down. The other lady, the other parent now, Tesa watoto wa watu. These teachers, fueling, he's just adding fuel. And when the boy hears that, he becomes even more agitated. So now I come in his way. I put my hand, I know several of you would have given a kick. The man in the house. I don't know, but I had to put my hand before him. Actually, I was pleading and giving him a reassurance look right in his eyes. Blazing fire. Kindly drop the stone. Kindly drop the stone. Listen to me. Can you hear me? Drop that stone. Meanwhile, the other parent is shouting at a corner. This other one is here. The security guy is a little bit old. That's why sometimes. So he has no much strength to hold this boy. So I continue. I said that several times. Several times. Drop the stone. Drop the stone. say yes or no. So somehow he agreed, he accepted to be led out of the gate. This boy was in conflict with the teacher on duty. I don't want to say much, he was in conflict. But at once, who comes just once in a while. My question is, why should a parent escalate a situation? Those are the kind of parents we sometimes have. The last experience that I also feel I should share with you. A Form 3 girl in my current school, while I'm taking a walk, we were told to take a walk. You don't sit in the office, official the whole day. So I'm taking a walk in the school compound. We don't have a big compound, just in some short distance. So while walking outside, a girl comes, approaches me. Madam, I have something to share with you. So I also listen and tell her, yes, say it. Then she tells me, there's a boy disturbing me. A boy disturbing me in class very much. And I ask, how? She doesn't even take a minute to respond to that. Allow me to say this. She tells me, the boy is touching my boobs. You know what boobs mean? My boobs, and touching me all over. It's a Form 3 girl. Blatantly like that. The boy is touching my boobs and touching me all over. Then what do? I didn't think. I tell her, call the boy. She runs back to class. Classes are close by. Then she calls the boy. The boy comes also running. I tell the boy, kneel down. The boy kneels. Then I ask him, why are you disturbing this girl? The boy appears confused. Very confused. Then the boy says, Madam, kindly, what has she said? I tell him, shut up, answer. You're looking for a wife? You're looking for a wife? That wife you're looking for is in the wrong place. You're looking for a wife in the wrong place. So the boy is kind of quiet. Then I retract my thinking. Form 3 girl comes to a teacher very openly. It's more common with Form 1s. More Form 1s are more honest and they talk things like that. But a Form 3 girl, I put a question mark. So I decide, let me call this boy in. When I gave him audience, he tells me, that girl is a problem. Madam, you can even do your own investigation. That girl is a problem in that class. And it is not only to me. She has been throwing advances right from Form 1, even writing me notes. So maybe, I don't know what her intention is. She just wants to fix me. Kindly even call the class prefect and asked. So when I did that, he called the prefect and even the other members of the peer counselors and the other members of the class. It was confirmed the girl is the problem. The girl is a big problem and they have never reported the matter. So we sent the girl home, call your parent, and of course with guidance and counseling and what have you. So that taught me, listen at times. I know there are times we don't, but at certain times, listen. I want to thank the organization for giving me a chance to share my experiences, and I also want to thank you for